From the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. Two stories from two Olympic gold medalists. Both are the same. They're both stories of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything, especially why white people are always picking on black people for no reason whatsoever. We'll start with Gabby Douglas. Do you remember Gabby from London 2012? I don't remember her performance, but I remember when she left London, she went on the Oprah Winfrey Show and told Oprah how she's a victim of relentless white racism. And Oprah was just sitting there drinking it down.
Olympic gold medalist Gabby Douglas says she faced racism and bullying in her early days of training as a gymnast in Virginia. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Douglas recalled being met with racism and ridicule from fellow gymnasts, at one point being referred to as their slave. She told Oprah, quote, "I would come home at night and just cry my eyes out. I was the only African American at that gym. I definitely felt isolated. Why am I deserving this? Is it because I'm black?" Douglas says it became so bad that she told her mother she wanted to quit, but instead moved from Virginia to Iowa and eventually became the first African American gymnast to win the individual all-around at the Olympics. Which just goes to show, ignorance will get you nowhere, and perseverance can win you medals.
U.S. women's gymnastics team dominated the team finals in Rio, taking home the Olympic gold for Team USA. But Gabby Douglas came under fire for not placing her hand over her heart during the national anthem at the gold medal ceremony, while the rest of the final five stood at attention. The Olympic gymnast apologized Wednesday, tweeting, "I always stand at attention out of respect for our country whenever the national anthem is played. I never meant any disrespect and apologize if I offended anyone."
For the last 30 years, schools, public and private, in America have been teaching their students, black and white, that black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything, especially why white people do so much better in school and they get punished less. That's all because of white racism. That's because of 100, 200, 400, 4 million years of slavery. Now Gabby Douglas somehow forgets to put her hand over her heart, the traditional American sign of respect for the flag and the national anthem, but it's just a coincidence. She did not mean nothing by it. Why don't we head over to Simone Manuel. Simone Manuel. I don't think it's Simone Manuel. She's a big swimmer, and she won the gold medal. She won the gold medal. And, as soon as she won the gold medal, the first thing she wanted people to know is she's tired of all this white racism against black people in the form of police brutality.
Simone shocked herself when she touched the wall tied for first, becoming the first African-American female swimmer to ever take home an individual gold medal. I mean, I get tears in my eyes when I think about it. How special that must be for her, for her family, and for so many young kids who think that this sport isn't for them. And I'm sad my daughter I'm sad my daughter wasn't here to see it, but I know we'll see it on replay. And Simone, from a Stanford person to another Stanford person, I could not be more proud to know you and to have witnessed that. So enjoy every moment.
Gabby, Simone, hey, this is Colin. Hey, congratulations on your gold medals in Rio and even in London. It almost kind of reminds me of The Wizard of Oz, right? Do you remember at the end of The Wizard of Oz where they gave the Scarecrow all these pieces of paper and trinkets, and after that they declared he was smart, and so he was all of a sudden smart. Well, I guess that's what happened in the Olympics. And so you guys are now the go-to guys for racial animosity, racial violence, white on black violence, black on white violence. So you guys are the go-to guys. You're going to explain it all to us. I've got two cases here. I'm really having trouble kind of getting my mind around what's happening here, especially in light of the fact that all this white on black racism that's kept you guys down for so long I know. To outsiders, it seemed like you're pampered, spoiled kids, but that just goes to show you if you don't have an Olympic gold medal to really elevate your thinking, it really shows you how much you miss. Okay, so anyway, we got 2 stories here that happened while you were in Rio. There's actually like a couple hundred, but why don't we just do 2? An old white dude's walking up the stairs in the Bronx. Some black dude is in front of him. Did you know you could follow people by walking in front of them? Yeah, that happens all the time. Anyway, guy's following him up the stairs, turns around when the guy's at his most vulnerable, pushes him down the stairs. A black person pushes an old white dude down the stairs, very calmly follows him down, beats the hell out of him some more, and steals whatever he could from him. I can't figure out why we're seeing so much of this black on white old person crime. I mean, we've seen a couple of them while you were in Rio. I mean, we saw an 87-year-old woman, a bunch of black people went and robbed her, came back, then they set her on fire. This was after breaking her fingers, her legs, her arms, and some bones in her face. Could you, Gabby and Simone, could you help me figure that one out? There was like 5 or 6 of those in the last couple of days. I posted them here. I know you guys are too busy to actually check this page out. And what about this Gabby and Simone? What about this dude from South Carolina? He's a hairdresser. Lots of tats. He has lots of friends down there. He's in Charleston, South Carolina. He was driving home one night after the bars were closed at like 3 a.m. He sees a black person waving him down on the road because his car was broken down or something like that. Well, it turned out to be a big trap. This guy stopped, tried to offer this fellow human being some assistance. They beat the hell out of him, and a lot of people are surprised this guy is alive. But nobody's surprised at this level of black on white violence in Charleston, South Carolina.
So I want to make this video like one more time before I go to the hospital. Tonight I was driving home and picked someone up to help them get home. When I got to the place that they were at, I got pulled out of my truck. I had a gun pointed to my head. I counted 8 bullets in the revolver. He was shaking, and the guy, which they called Blue, was sitting in the background telling him to shoot me. Grabbed me by the back of my shirt. He pulled me away, trying to get me away from what was going on. Then I snatched the gun and myself out of his way. I knew things were bad, and it didn't matter who the people were that did it to me. Until the end. There's blood all over the side of my car. Obviously, extreme wounds to my head. I was kicked, punched, hit in the head with a gun. I had my life threatened. I told the guy that was holding the gun that he couldn't do it. He couldn't. But they made him kick me. They made him punch me. And the worst part about it is they said that black lives mattered. What makes me less black than you? The color of my skin or where I grew up in? How I'm raised or how I feel? Is this an example of what you want to portray to the people of the black nation of what matters? You just beat the crap and almost killed someone that actually loves everyone. Now I'm going to the hospital because my life matters. I took the punches, I took the blows, I took the wounds. Unfortunately, the Charleston Police Department does nothing about anything. Apparently, only their lives matter. I had the lieutenant of the police department actually on the scene of the accident or incident. I'm sorry. Did his life matter? Yeah, to him. To mine? No. All that mattered to him was making a report and going away. Making sure I didn't say anything I wasn't supposed to say. So what matters in life? White or black? Yellow? Blue? Purple? No. You don't treat anyone like this.
So Gabby, Simone, so glad you guys came, because I'm so glad you guys got your gold medals in time, because so many of us here can't figure this out. I mean, to me, just as a layman, it looks like an enormous amount of black and white hostility, and it looks like people like you and Gabby, you and Simone, you're just kind of making all this up based on an enormous amount of racial hostility that exists inside of you for no reason whatsoever, since you've been doing nothing but leading this life of privilege that the superstar sports stars are afforded in this country. That's just my, again, I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm just trying to figure out why that old white dude got pushed down the stairs and why that young white dude got beat up by a whole bunch of black people and almost killed. Did somebody do something to make them angry?